Welcome to the BPM 360 podcast. I'm Russell.
And I'm Caspar. And together we will help you navigate the treacherous waters of the BPM adoption journey. I hope you enjoy the podcast.
Caspar.
Russell.
I like your jacket.
Oh, you see that? Celosphere. Celosphere. All right, welcome to another short BPM 360.
Yes, in the first shot where we stand next to each other, we don't have one person sitting at home.
So in Krakow, I was there and you were at home with the Signavio Summit.
Yep.
The SAP Summit, you were there, I was at home.
Exactly.
And now we're both here. So a little short on what we saw today. So Russell, for me, it's a home game. So I'm going to let you have the first dig at this. How did you like it so far? What did you see? What did you hear?
So let's say, first of all the sessions I went through, I was always thinking, are we at a process management like event or are we on an artificial intelligence event?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, astonishing, we all know it's a buzzword and we all see the events, everybody picking it up. But seriously, we're talking about a lot of use cases being presented where AI has been really implemented, period.
Yeah.
That's it. And on a lot of the products, I've really spent a lot of time with guides and saying, can you show me under the hood and how do you do the ETL and how does this process intelligence graph work? And again, I see a lot of real, much more the marketing under the hood, taking this AI topic serious. So that's one key thing I would say, okay, so there's a lot of walk the talk. And to a certain extent, I think that it's also then where I said, okay, so we've always discussed BPM, BPMS, execution versus the management of processes.
Yeah.
Of course, process mining is about the real data view on stuff, and the borderlines of like this execution and making processes better. So it's not that Celosphere is offering like cases where they, let's say, implementing process execution systems. But they're so much more on the change of processes.
Yeah.
The immediate, and that's one thing I really liked about that guy who said, visualize, interrogate, and then dig into the change.
Dig into the change. Yeah. That was the ExxonMobil guy.
And so there was a lot, and that's where I think AI in that context makes a lot of sense because they are looking at use cases where the context of business helps AI, and AI helps to understand the data better.
Yeah.
So this both directional usage of AI is really something that is taken seriously.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I totally agree with that. And I think one of the main things that we saw when you walk in is that there is no AI without PI. So there is no artificial intelligence without process intelligence. And we both know that there is no process intelligence without process management.
Yeah.
So for me, there is no AI without process management. I mean, for me, that was the slogan of the day.
Yeah.
And I've been talking all day, so my voice is barely there. But I've been talking to a lot of customers and a lot of potential customers, and they all have the same question. How can we, in a very simple way, marry the insights from execution with the way that we're supposed to work? And for me, that's the whole idea behind process intelligence is can we make a well-funded, well-argumented decision based on how we're supposed to work and how we're really working? And what does that mean for the future? And how can AI help us with that? I mean, that in a nutshell, for me, is what day one comes down to.
Yeah. And the success factors of the keynotes, all again around like the sponsorship.
Yeah.
So you see the cases that really work. Yes, it's about the tool as well, but it's about a very strong commitment to really change.
Yeah.
And to think, let's say, on a global level of making things better.
Yeah.
And that's something I really saw, and I really like this keynote from Pfizer.
Oh yeah.
So what are the takeaways? They had a strong sponsorship up, and they said value alignment. And so the two terms I was saying, okay, so what I see as well is there's always this, and this is what I think the XCon guy meant with actually visualize. It says show the value. You know,
show the value.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Show me, Tom Cruise.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
And it is like that. So really bring up the data to actually help argue for if we change this, it'll have an immediate impact. And let's change it. And we're loads of engineers, you know, and everybody will argue pro con. But if you show the numbers, you know, you can move along. But she also, this lady, I really like what she said. She said they had to have a lot of alignment upfront on how to define value. So just by saying yes, it'll be better. What does better mean? And if I create a value of say 100 million, do you finance department agree to this number that it's valid? You know, the source
absolutely.
of it. So, and it is one thing I think about, and that's maybe the philosophy of process mining is around. It's validated data.
It's validated data. And it's the reality, right? I mean, that's what actually happened.
Well, talk about fake news and fake data. But I was talking to one customer, just drinking a coffee, and he was saying, we're buying a lot of companies, and what we're actually doing is we're putting on a shop floor level, we're gathering the data, but we have loads of different systems and whatever, MES systems and ERP systems.
You name them.
But so Celonis as a platform to say we as engineers then validate the data that is coming in to then create the global reports to take decisions on. So how do you do that if you don't have like even a standardized system? And even if you have a standardized system,
it's still difficult.
Is the data really valid to take decisions on? So there's a lot of around this process intelligence that I really think is interesting.
Cool.
So the other point I really liked is, and I talked to the RDoC guys. Really impressed on what they have in their tool. Period. And the way they really want to have a real-time integration with Celonis. So it's not just about this handshake of you give me your applications, I'll give you my processes, but there is a lot more, let's say philosophy behind that and a real cool solution. But there still is, of course, a lot of talk that has to happen about the process intelligence graph. I mean, the word graph, it triggers me.
It triggers me as well.
It always triggers me positively, and I say, we need to talk graphs more. But there still will be a challenge from the organization level of, even with a strong sponsorship, why the enterprise architects sit in their room with their tool, the process mining guys sit in their with their tool in their room, the CPM guys, the BPM guys sit in there. So bringing this together will also require people sitting together and working on one digital twin. That's a big buzzword today as well.
That's a buzzword as well.
But then agree upon how this model fits together as one model to work in the different use cases of application portfolio management, of risk management, of process excellence, how to drive these initiatives forward, but have one big strategic vision.
Exactly.
And that's what I think it's all about.
Cool, man. I'll take that. And let's wrap that up for day one. We're looking forward to day two, right?
Yeah, well, there's so many sessions that were in parallel. I mean, I'm just kind of jumping from left to right to center. Some things are being repeated tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
So I've got my agenda filled.
Oh, very good. Yeah, me too. With customer meetings in this case. But I'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned for day two shorts. Cheers.
Bye.